One year for Christmas I made a whole heap of gingerbread biscuits, and I bought a whole lot of tins, and I put it all together and wrapped them all up and gave them as presents.
Every year at Christmas we try to get together with all the family and have a great time. I usually try to make with the daughter-in-laws and the families a Christmas decoration for the tree.
Every year I make the family Christmas special.
Every Christmas Eve my family makes pretzels, and it used to be my mother and my grandmother, and then my mother and I took over, and now we're training my daughter, so that we've always got the family tradition passed on of pretzels on Christmas Eve.
This decoration that I put over a doorway I've had for a few years, and I just love when I open up the old case that I keep a lot of decorations in, because of the smell of the gum leaves, and it always gives me just that lovely warm feeling of our Australian bush.
I made 100 runs when we were playing cricket at the party last year.
The thing that I make at Christmas tends to be around food, because I guess at Christmas time food becomes a big part of it, but I always make a Christmas cake and I always make shortbread at Christmas, because they're kind of traditional and that's always happened. My grandmother made them, my mother made them, and now I make them.
This year I made the logo for Christmas by design.
Every year I make something to give to all my friends. Last year it was baubles, this year Father Christmas, and as well as that I make these nativity scenes for almost everybody in the church. If you don't happen to have one and you've got a young family, come and see me, I've got a couple of spares.
The thing that gets made in our house every Christmas, my mum always makes Christmas pudding. She actually makes two and she boils them for a long time, and then she hangs them, she wraps them in linen and then hangs them in the lounge room on a stick for a few weeks before Christmas.
I always do Christmas trees. I do big Christmas trees. They're always too big to get in the house. They always need to be chopped off. And one year I even had one that was so big it poked a little hole in the plaster in the roof. So big Christmas trees is my thing.
Mealtime, either dinner or evening meal. After that we have present time. And I generally buy the boys four gifts, one each, but they're identical. And each year I try to do something a bit different. Always been able to open them too easy. So this year I made a wooden box and I screwed the lid down. Put the present inside and screwed the lid down. So then I wrapped it all up in Christmas paper, then I taped a screwdriver to it so they had a screwdriver. So they unwrapped all the newspaper and eventually got down to it, and then they unscrew the lid and find out what was in there. The first one that opens it, then the others know what they're going to for Christmas. So this year was a set of screwdrivers. So I've got to think of something different this year.
I enjoy doing craft. I love at Christmas time to be able to give my friends just a little piece of craft, an angel, a tree, just to add to the Christmas card and that sort of thing. This is just a collection of some of the things I've made over the years. It goes back a fair way.
On Christmas, I used to write lots of plays to entertain people for the festivities of the season.
One of the traditions in our family, which is no longer a tradition, is the making of a Christmas pudding. And when I was growing up, my nana used to make it at least a month prior to Christmas, and so we'd know as soon as we visited that Christmas was just around the corner. And my nana died and the tradition wasn't carried on, and so now we have Christmas pudding, and it's bought, but it doesn't taste the same. It doesn't matter how good or how expensive the pudding is, it's still not as tasty as the one that my nana used to make.